Alright, people. Alright. So, I haven't put anything on here for an awful long time, and the reason for this is for a few number of reasons, and most of it's about the common law and about the Constitution and council tax, working tax, state of the country, the things that people have been trying to do behind the scenes as well as in the front public eye. And it's got to this, right? Now, I know many of you are watching LSP and Vobes. I might have got that wrong about the guy, but you know, both of them two right there have been doing it for months and months now, and you know, we all seem to be, or a lot of people are waking up, not enough, not quick enough, and it's got really frustrating because thankfully, although things are frustrating, thankfully for people like Vobes and many of you that have been watching him for a while, he covers everything really well. He's done really remarkably well, and he's done remarkably well with connecting people as well as putting the information out there. Now, he covers the spraying as well as I do on TikTok. I'm mainly TikTok, and I don't usually put out on here because I don't do it good enough. I don't do it professional enough. But it's got to the point when seeing this evening Vobes putting out with a guy explaining about the common law but the Constitution, and how the disarray of so many people believing that they've got the truth about common law and the Constitution, and it's just not panning out, it's not working. And the guy believes as well, I mean, go and look at it, you'll get what I mean if you haven't already. And the problem is really true for what he says, and it's really about, because too many of you want to believe that you can do something as a sovereign, but you're not. And there's reason why, and it's down to, he was saying, counting people on the hand that are sovereign. And I'm like, well, geez, I've gone and done this, and yet I can't do anything. And there's a reason why. I try, but it's not good enough. I'm not extremely educated. I'm not good at spelling, yeah. So my educational side of it all is not up to scratch, yeah. Anyhow, I've been able to do an Alfred of Truth. I did, as others have done the proper declaration for it, the signatures, the Queen's stamps, the thumbprints, the wax, all of that, and it's all copied and gone to all Parliament, HMC, the lot of them. They've all had it, right? Still being dragged through the court on something that was civil and also not, you know, I've got to get it done, I've got to get it sorted. And it's not criminal. They're trying to make it criminal. There's nothing criminal about it. But this is beside the point. Once it's out of the way, that's beside the point. The biggest point of it is about all of this right now is about all yous that are not really, you're not hitting the mark, and there ain't no time later to be sorry for it. So what you really all need to do is go and get yourself down as common law, right? Now, it's a lot to ask, but if you want to be common law and you want to be sovereign, you can't have power of sovereign without having an Alfred of truth. Now, this will hurt some, but this is a fact. Many man, woman that believe in the Constitution or common law say all the part, even react with some of the part, but it's actually the authority and power of sovereign will never reside in a court of law with them. And you can't oppose or make law without going through these processes. You need to have an Alfred of truth. You need to stand up on that sovereign platform. Now, being the Creator's realm, being that we are God's law, you can't mess with the law. No one's above it. And in God's eyes, that's right. Yeah? Now, man's taken law, made it his own. And this is why the world's in such a mess right now. Yeah? You're all waking up. Yeah? Very different stages. Very different feelings and emotions about everything that you may or may not know. The guy on Vobes was saying this evening that we have not a lot of time left. Yeah? And if we do not succeed with the common law, it's too late. It really is going to be too late. So that means that when it gets to that point, they are going to do what they want with all of us. It's been pointed out with those that are talking about the pledge all the time. Now, whole fire there, right? That I don't want to slate the pledge, right? Because the idea is pretty much correct, right? And I don't know how much involved Andrew Bridgen is involved with it. However, what I've come to realise is I've been trying to remove my names, 2 of them that are on there. And both of them are lawful. But the problem is, I can't be part of the pledge. Now, I acted unrationally. I acted wrongly, believing that I was doing the right thing. But I wasn't, because I'm putting my name, my sovereign name, to something that a politician can get hold of. And this is not it. This is not it. I already know about the Constitution, and the power of the Constitution isn't controlled by a sole government, right? Meaning that the government, they have not got full control of it. It wouldn't be, because there are those of us, as myself, because I am at a point going to have my name removed, both of them, because otherwise the time they get around to actually go to use it, it will have me become unsovereign, because I've signed a contract. And I can't agree with that contract, because I can't agree with Reform, and I can't agree with UKIP. And I certainly don't agree with any of the others. And the reason is because it's like the authority in church. You know, you go through priesthood and you take up same thing, like an oath. Yeah, you pledge yourself with the Lord, with Yeshua is my preferred name, the rightful name. Now, the problem is that it's like the judges, they don't want to sign their names because they don't want to lose any oath, if they truly have an oath, of the Constitution they are under. but they are working for us under the Constitution. Even the councils and the government, a whole lot of them are working as servants to the executors of sovereign common law, the supreme law and the supreme courts, and also the judges. So when it comes to being the jurisdictions, this is all acts and stacks, and only any jurisdictions are only upheld with common law, with the sovereign, and the only way that you can keep your sovereign is by not being in contracts, because once you're in contracts you're in acts and stacks, which is unlawful. It's been proven through and through and through. The law is being a manipulant and a tool used against a human under the description of a person, and it's unlawful because they've made everybody and everything corporate, unless you undo that corporate. There's been various or variety of things that people have said over the last 4 years. A lot of it has been done by me, pretty much most of it actually, but they're not listening. And it's the same as down the road. The police are not listening, they don't care, right? And I'm not interested in individuals that want to stand up and say that they do, because they're all the same lot. They're all the same. Yeah, they've proven it time and time and time and time again. And the uniform's got to go. It's the abuse of humans, that's why it's got to go. And the problem is everybody believes that they need to have power of politicians to carry on. No, this is not correct. I know it's not correct. Right? Now I agree that a majority of the country are going to feel that because it's been there and it's been something that's run alongside of their life, they probably don't feel comfortable with anything else. But there's a big problem. You see, when I mentioned about church, the reason I mentioned it is because it's this. Now, it's the same as priesthood. Many men are chosen, but very few, well, many, so I'll rephrase that again. Very many people have been called to serve, but very few are chosen. And the reason is plain and simple, because humans generally, with a bit of power, generally straight away will always exercise unrighteous domain with that. In other words, they will go to their head, or there will be a certain way with them that is not neutral. It's not, you know, open-minded. It's not, you know, you don't, you know, if somebody has a conversation with me, it stays with me. Doesn't always happen. That's where I'm in the wrong, right? I learned this a long time ago, and I'm not closest to that right now, but I'm aware of it, and it's something that I make an issue of all the time with everything that I'm trying to achieve and to perfect myself into being the best human I can be, no matter what the circumstances. And they're pretty rough and they're pretty bad for all of us right now. However, back to the subject of the whole reason for me making this is this guy and the common law. I've been saying it to many a people, and many a people on TikTok, about common law and about sovereign. Now, yeah, I've had attitude and given feeling and quite stern impression across the internet. And it's right, because I like to express myself no matter what I feel, that I am right. Yeah, so if I feel wrong about something and I'm talking about it, if I'm worked up about it, I won't hide it. I'll speak my mind and the feelings flow with it. So not everybody's going to be happy with my content that I put out there, but I'm not interested in that, and I'm not interested about people that want to jump up, like the police and that. I'm not interested in them trying to jump up on these stupid things that they're doing to people. Well, they're not stupid, they're turning out to be quite serious, because they're breaching the peace with people. Yeah. And they are messing up people's lives, and this is all that they seem to ever do, because they're not true constables, they're not true peace officers, and they're in conflict because they've been made a corporation, and most of them have got attitude because they're not liked. And people say, you know, oh, okay, it's because of the, you know, what's the best of all, the best, you know, the better the evil you know or the evil you don't, say, for instance. No, it ain't. Too much raw, bad wickedness has gone on. And it's like the Watchers with Enoch. They went and did atrocities to humanity, and they justified themselves and come a law unto themselves, as they do. In everything I've seen in the most rapidest time of the last year, all I've seen them do is step up and do mostly evil works. And they've got no shame about it, and they've got no morals about it, and they've got no morality about it. And they're always using their violence, despite the badness that they cause to people, and the harm and the loss and the misery and the torture. And this is very real. So, but getting on back to the point, this guy's saying that, you know, we've not actually got a lot of time left. He believes we've got enough time to do something, but this is the point of me doing this. It's down to you. Right? All of you. Yeah? You need to really understand where you stand right now. If you're sovereign, you know already, or as best as close as you can get, and the further you'll get with the more information that you get, and the more know to the truth that you get. You do need to know about the law, real law. You do need to know about the Bill of Rights, Bill of Exchange. And you can, if not, do all these things unless you've got an Alfred of Truth, because you're not registered as common law. You need to at least have register. Otherwise you're just monopoly for them. And this is what they're doing. This is why they're doing what they're doing with the houses and people's, the law doctrine, council doctrine, castle doctrine, not council doctrine, castle doctrine. Okay? They're abusing it. And to the furthest extent just now, I'm seeing that they're taking like 10 to 15 to 20 foreigners with them, and you're getting them being put in high-vis police uniforms and all sorts. And these are refugees. Now, I mean, if you can't see that there's so much wrong with morality there and the law, if you can't see that, then you can't see anything right. But my point is that he's saying we've got time, but not very much of it left. And you need to do an Alfred the Truth. And you need to be registered as common law. Puts you above water. Right? Doesn't matter what they try and do to you. They're going to have to answer to it, like they're going to have to answer to what they've done to me. You know, if I was more educated about it and know where I am about it enough, I'd be doing it right now. I'd be finding out their names. I've still got enough record to find that out. And I will be pulling them through the court. Common law court is where I'll be pulling them through. I want them stripped of assets. And for some of them, like the one that did all the kneeing in my back in the hospital, whilst on the floor, whilst being put under terror from them, yeah, they need to be stripped of their assets as far as it need to be. Now, I can't make judgment on that because that needs to be the common law jury. And that's trial by jury. But these things need to happen. Same as Malcolm X was saying that you need to remove the plague from the planet. And it's all to do with the child trafficking. It's all to do with the children of them being taken, molested, killed. It's all to do with the abortions. It's all to do with all the body parts of humans, as well as all the children. Now, if you can't see the right of Trump where he did that with the law, yeah, you got something wrong there, yeah. But it's like I say, we are running out of time, and it's going to get a point where people like me get carted off because they don't want common law. They don't want the control of the Constitution back in the people's hands. They do not want to be hung for their treason. They've already removed it from the belief for themselves that they can't be tainted with the fact of common law. But common law is alive and it's breathing. And they are not. Despite their violence that they impose on people with their uniform. The abuse of them is never accepted, never were. And politicians, they lost their right to keep that House of Parliament way back when it was the referendum to come out of EU. And the treasonable acts that they've been doing for the last 22 years, if not longer than that, to how far it can be proven, really. So, again, my other point, mentioned it many a time to try and allow people to wake up of their own accord by being prompted with the information to go and do something. Now, I know there are people that have, but the majority of you have not. And because you have not, you're lost sheep. And they're ready to slaughter you. And I don't want it because I don't want to lose my life to these wicked, unrighteous, unmoral, no morality involved. Because when you see that a sergeant police officer in a police station drag a intoxicated 90-year-old woman and totally abuse her, if that is mine, that needs to be taken to a common law, a supreme common law court and a common law jury, with no doubt. But where are you? Where are you people? Because you are needed and you're not standing up. You're not allowing it. So you're allowing them to control you and to control your children, your schools, your law, your roads, your houses, taking away your assets, and most of all, your freedom in every sort of way. So that's the reason why I make this video to be put out. Yeah. In the hope that maybe some of you will have the nerve, grow a bollock and go and get it done. All you got to do is look at it, read it, understand why common law is the Supreme Court law, why it is the governor of constitution. Let's do this something, yeah? Let's get our country back. Because if we do not, you'll be lost, maybe forever. And we'll lose our country, we'll lose our sovereignty, we'll lose our our Christian outlook, because a lot of you want to believe in a creator and you want to believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, but you not step up. You're not. And you need to. You can't keep on trying to leave it to the very few. We're getting slaughtered. People are losing their homes under fraud because the country is security fraud right now. We are being in security fraud. We are under treason. And it's down to us to sort it out. So I'm going to leave it there. And I choose to choose those words because it is appropriate. And it's appropriate for those that do make that rightful choices. And they step up and try and do their darned hardest in this world to make a difference, to help those that are suffering. Forget about those that have got a bit of work and a bit of food. There are children suffering in this planet that should never be like it. Let alone the abuses that are going on, which have to stop. As well as those people that have been manipulating and deceiving the human race. They need to be removed. And the only way we're going to do it is by taking a stand. And as we know, protesting doesn't cut it. You can't be going to them asking, you're the executor, so learn it, understand it. Okay? I'll leave it there. Got art, but only for the right ones, because you want to drain the energy and you don't want to do nothing about anything. And that's a great shame, and it's a great loss, and it's a great humility. And no wonder he had problem on the cross and in the Garden of Gethsemane. Yeah? Because too many are not doing what they can easily do. Don't take you, a day even, to register, find out enough to be confident enough that you're doing the right thing. How long can it take? It can take a week even. As I say, as the man say, we have time, but we have very, very little left of it. Yeah, we're losing too many people. We're having our country ruined by the spraying, which is You know, that's if it's not about the children, it's about that. It's about our air that we breathe and the children. If you can't do it for them, then you might as well just, I don't know, jump off a cliff. Because what use are you to anybody? You know, all I'm asking is you just go and have a look. Yeah? Go and look at these people and what they've been trying to do for months to educate you. Yeah? They've been trying to wake you up. Yeah? And encourage you to do the right things, and you're not doing it. You're not doing it. And you need to do it. Because as I say, it's going to be a point where it's too late. Yeah? And when it's too late, it ain't going to make no difference what you try and do after. Yeah? So I'll leave it there. Toodaloo.